Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am sitting beside Skinny Atlas Lake in New York State. Today I'm going to be doing a frequently asked questions or FAQ video for you because I get a few questions a lot and figured I would put them all in one video. So question number one, are you fluent in Tagalog? Well, this is a bit of a loaded question because I'm not sure if anyone is ever 100% fluent in any language. I mean, English is my first language, and I've heard that English has about 1 million words. I mean, there's no way I know 1 million words. But anyway, I figured, it's easier for me to figure out how much Tagalog I can understand. So I figured, let's go into an online news article, pull it up, because that's going to be closer to the Tagalog of that people speak. They have to write it so that a lot of people will understand it. So I went to philstar.com and pulled up an article about Duterte's last State of the Nation address. Again, this is not a political video. This is just an FAQ. So I pulled up his that article and made sure to just exclude any of the things he said in English because that's not Tagalog. Counted up the number of words and then tried to see how many words I could translate correctly. Well, it turns out it was about 35%. I was honestly kind of surprised, but then I looked at a lot of the words and there were things like nong, manga, which is just a plural marker. And then there's words like importacion, which is just a loan word. But it's part of the language. The other thing that I noticed were just, things like sa. So I saw those words a lot. But again, that's my reading comprehension and not my listening or speaking. So if you started speaking Tagalog to me, I'd be like, what? It would really have to be one of those top 10 Tagalog phrases, or else I would have no idea what you were saying. But to put that in perspective, so Tagalog, I got maybe, 35 or so percent. I did the same thing with Spanish and French news articles, and I got about 80%. But at the same time, not really fluent because I can't speak in French very well. I mean, I can do the accent fairly well, but it's harder for me to make sentences. Spanish, es más difícil para mí decir oraciones en español. So yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it's just easier for me to form sentences in Spanish. Then I try to see, there's Chavacano, which is a Spanish Creole that's spoken in Zamboanga, and so I pulled up Porque by Maldita, which is Chavacano. And I was able to translate maybe, about 80%, a little less than 80%, but I was surprised because I was told that something like only 60% of Chavacano is Spanish vocabulary. The rest of it is Tagalog, Cebuano, maybe even English. Why don't we move on to question number 2 here, which is, how do you know some Tagalog? Well, I have a few friends from all around the Philippines. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Hold on, let's just wait for the wave to pass here. So I find that speaking with Filipinos over and over, and just practicing that every day really helps the phrases and the words sink in, and I have to give Filipinos a lot of credit because they know so many languages. Like, I really only know English. You know, maybe a little bit of Spanish, but you know, there are people who live in Mindanao, and they'll know Tagalog. Not only Tagalog, they'll know English, they'll know Cebuano, maybe even Chavacano. And then if you know Chavacano, that's just a gateway to Spanish. So you really know a lot of languages. So I really have to give you guys a lot of credit, because, you know, even if, you know, don't be too hard on yourself as far as your English abilities, because you've got so many languages on your plate that if we can understand what you're saying, that's really the most important thing, honestly. Don't worry about being perfect. It's not worth the headache. But anyway, so yeah, but anyway, how do I know some Tagalog? Well, the other thing is I know a lot of Spanish, and there's a lot of Spanish words that have come into Tagalog. Things that I wouldn't expect, like pero, which means but, puede, which means can. I mean, just imagine, like, in English, oh, don't say but anymore, say pero. Like, that's such a strange thing to me. To just completely replace a very common word. Even words like salamat. That came from Arabic salam, which means hello, and then that came to Indonesia and became salamat, which means greetings in Indonesian, and then that came into Tagalog, and now it means thank you there. And then ¿Cómo está? Is from Spanish. ¿Cómo está? So it's a very international language if you think about it. Question number 3, why am I learning Tagalog? Well, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure, because most Filipinos speak English. So learning Tagalog isn't completely necessary. I don't have Filipino neighbors. I didn't really have Filipino friends as a kid, and I haven't had the food, you know, as a kid. However, I just strangely feel a connection to the Philippines. I was chatting to a lot of people through Facebook and noticed that Filipinos were just more emotionally available, friendlier, willing to help you out, like, even though they barely even know you, and then just very easy to talk to. And I just felt like it was just, I had an easier time making friends in the Philippines than in my own country. So part of me learning Tagalog is just a really long way to say thank you to Filipinos. I was even trying to do a young adult service corps program in the Philippines. I said, please send me to the Philippines. That's my number one choice. I love the people. If you can find a way, please put me there. And they said, well, we try to put people there. And then, of course, COVID happened, so I wasn't able to leave the country. But anyway, you know, a lot of it is just I enjoy learning languages. I don't know why. I guess maybe it's the sounds. Partly the sounds. Partly just the fact that I like to interact using the written word. I like to write a lot. I like to see languages as a puzzle to be solved. So it's just a lot of fun. Just throw any language at me. I want to crack the code, you know. So if you haven't, please leave a comment below. Give me some Tagalog phrases that I should know. Not necessarily in the top 10, but important things to know. Some things to just help me crack the code. I'm kind of learning things word by word. I just have to keep doing it over and over until it sticks, and I'll start moving beyond 35%. Hopefully I'll get to maybe 50% of the words soon enough. So, as always, thank you for watching.